Hey, how you doing? My name is Marty Barrett. Welcome to the Verdugo HUUT. You know, 5 months into this pandemic, people are freaking out. I mean, don't tell anybody, but people are like going a little nuts. People have some claustrophobia. They've got some pandemic-induced snippiness. Some people, I'm not sure if you've noticed this happening around you. Long repressed Massachusetts accents are coming back, and I've been confronted about that myself, and I have to own this. But you know, my argument is that Los Angeles is just the westernmost part of the city of Boston. It goes Arlington, Berkeley, Clarendon, Dartmouth, Exeter, Fairfield, Gloucester, Hereford, Ipswich, Sepulveda. So you just get on the C line, and it's going to take you a couple of extra tokens, but you know, you get off at Sepulveda, and you switch your Charlie card for a Thomas guide. Anyway, tonight's show is called "In the Hoot of the Night," because if you've been reading the news, you know that it's wicked hot out here. It's like 125 degrees, and everything is on fire. So you're really gonna enjoy it. You know, put on a nice breezy outfit, have yourself a nice drink with several ice cubes in it, and you'll enjoy the living heck out of the next 30 or 40 minutes. We've got Art Stucco, we've got John Palmer, we've got Justin Curtis cracking the whip, we've got Alicia Walton from San Francisco teaching us how to make drinks, and you're going to see a lot of my dog. And you know, if you feel a little bit generous with your non-existent stimulus check, you know, you can throw a little money at our performance. So if you're like me, you know that Zoom windows are ubiquitous. That's a term I learned from Father Gagan. And you know, you spend all your day in these little rectangular windows, and maybe from here to up here, you know, it's all business, but everything below your clavicle or your xiphoid process, you know, you're swimming in your own filth. Let's face it. That's why the Verdugo HUUT has come out with its own line of tasteful and elegant art nude Zoom backgrounds, so that you look like you're from the classy part of Winthrop. Check it out. Hey, you don't upstage yourself, but you know, she's a little shy. Maybe it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you haven't had your coffee yet, but you know, so you got that going on. But then you have your coffee, and it's like, hey, what's going on? Pivot tables, return on investment, whatnot. Hey, you guys having a cookout later? Oh, great. You know, so you show up to your meeting, and people are like, am I talking to a business professional, or am I talking to a business professional who's strolling through the friggin' Museum of Fine Art? You know, and there's this guy, you know, he's looking at her watch. Yeah, there you go. And you know, lest you believe that nudes are only for dudes, there's this guy. Hey, what? Hey, ladies. So without further ado, we're gonna travel up to earthquake-prone San Francisco, where our friend Alicia has opened up her bar for us, and she's gonna teach you how to make a wicked fancy drink.
Hi everyone, how's it going? My name's Alicia, and I am here in Dogpatch at the Sea Star. I'm gonna make a drink for you called the Front to Back. It's a boozy Scotch cocktail that's really light and refreshing and has a little bit of raspberry in it, and just really great for a hot day like today, which we don't get very many of here. So I'll start out with Ballantine's. It's a blended Scotch. We're gonna do 1.5 ounces of that. And I'm using this fun vermouth called Brovo Jammy. It's made by an all-female distillery in Washington. And there's a ½ ounce of that. This is a really fun vermouth. It really does taste like jam. Kind of gives you some granny characteristics of my grams making some really cool berry jam in the summertime. ½ ounce of Pimm's, which is an herbal English liqueur. I'm gonna do a couple dashes of Ardbeg Scotch to get a little added smoke in there. Using a raspberry syrup from that's made by a local company. That's nice and light and fruity. And some lime juice. We're gonna put a couple pieces of mint in there. And shake this bad boy up over a little crushed ice. So we're gonna double fine strain this over some crushed ice into a 13-ounce beer glass. And garnish it with some mint. We'll put a little straw in there. And you have the front to back.
Beautiful.
We made it up. Well, we had a really, so there were some folks in here after a baseball game. The Giants play about 2 miles up the street from us. And it was a day game on a Wednesday. And we had a couple in here that had really been drinking since about noon. And it was almost midnight already. And the front to back was born that night. Because, well, there are a lot of things going on with that couple. And we had to remind them there are some certain things that they should do to make sure that they make it out of here healthy. And that was one of them. And somehow the drink was born from that.
How much would a front to back cost me?
It's usually a $12 cocktail.
12, that's reasonable. There's like 10 ingredients there.
Yeah, absolutely. A little less expensive now to go, but you still get all the fun stuff with it. So,
Alicia, we cannot wait to come and visit you up there. You look like you attend a really wonderful bar.
Thank you. I try for sure. Thank you very much.
After dinner, Fred said that he would do the dishes.
Pauline said, oh no.
But
Fred insisted by actually starting to clear the table. He picked up some spoons and plates, and that settled it. Charlie said that he would go in the living room and sit by the river and smoke a pipe. Al yawned. The other guys said that they would do other things and went off to do them. And then old Chuck came in. What took you so long? Pauline said. I decided to rest by the river. I fell asleep and had a long dream about the tigers. I dreamt they were back again. Sounds horrible, Pauline said. She shivered and kind of drew her shoulders in like a bird and put her hands on them. No, it was all right, old Chuck said. He sat down in a chair. It took him a long time to sit down, and then it was as if the chair had grown him. He was in so close. This time they were different, he said. They played musical instruments and went for long walks in the moon. They stopped and played by the river. Their instruments looked nice. They sang, too. You remember how beautiful their voices were. Pauline shivered again. Yes, I said. They had beautiful voices, but I never heard them singing. They were singing in my dream. I remember the music, but I can't remember the words. They're good songs, too, and there was nothing frightening about them. Perhaps I am an old man, he said. No, they had beautiful voices, I said. I like their songs, he said. Then I woke up and it was cold. I could see the lanterns on the bridges. Their songs were like the lanterns burning oil. I was a little worried about you, Pauline said. No, he said. I sat down in the grass and leaned up against a tree and fell asleep and had a long dream about the tigers. and they sang songs, but I can't remember the words. Their instruments were nice too. They looked like the lanterns. Old Chuck's voice slowed down. His body kept relaxing until it seemed as if he had always been in that chair, his arms gently resting on watermelon sugar. Our next performers come from right down the street in hellish Sunland, Tujunga, California. Who knows, they might be on fire right this very second. Say hello to Art Stucco and John Palmer.
Hey Marty, thank you. Thanks for having us at the Hoot. Johnny?
Hey everybody, Art Stucco.
We're going to do a song that the Beatles did back in '68, and several years later, Paul said this was a song that was really from me to a black woman. She was experiencing the problems in the States during the '60s, during the Civil Rights Movement, and he just wanted to try to address that, try to encourage her to keep on trying, and try to encourage everyone to keep the faith, because there is hope. So we're hoping there is hope. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to rise. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. And all your life, you were only waiting for this moment to rise. You were only waiting for this moment to rise. You were only waiting for this moment to rise. There is hope.
I met our next guest 30 years ago, and I'm not sure if I met him in a fraternity or at a Pizza Hut. Can't tell. Since then, our lives have traveled very different paths. I've gone a little bit more Wolverine, and as you will see from this clip by the side of the Atlantic Ocean, he has definitely gone 10th Doctor. Say hello to Bob Macaraeg.
Good morning from the cultural mecca of Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. This is written by Mr. Frank Zappa, and guess what TV show he did this on? I'm gross and perverted, I'm obsessed and deranged, but I've existed for years, but very little has changed. I'm the tool of the government and industry too, for I am destined to rule and regulate you. I may be violent and pernicious, but you can't look away. I make you think I'm delicious with the stuff that I say. I'm the best you can get. Have you guessed me yet? I'm the slime oozing out of your TV set. You obey me while I lead you and eat the garbage that I feed you until the day that we don't need you. Don't go for help. No one will heed you. Your mind is totally controlled. It has been stuffed into my mold. And you will be do as you are told until the rights to you are sold. That's right, folks. Don't touch that dial. Well, I'm the slime from your video, oozing from your living room. For I am the slime from your video. You can't stop the slime. People, look at me and go. Thank you very much, and have a good weekend.
Our next and final performer is Justin Curtis, who, even though he wears a black hat, you shouldn't be afraid of him. He won't rustle anything from you other than your affection. And it's kind of a testament to the weirdness of the pandemic that, it was just in January that we met. We were doing an Elvis's birthday show down in Burbank, and a lot of people who've been in the Hoot, like Carol MacArthur and Alex Acevedo and Lisa Finney, were there. And then in February, we had our second anniversary show for the Verdugo HUUT, and Justin came and knocked the house down. And it turned out that that was the last live Verdugo HUUT that we'll have for the next several months, I imagine. So please say hello to Justin Curtis. He's in lockdown just like you, and along with every other performer, if you feel magnanimous, or if you feel a little bit flush, for a little bit of money into the PayPal account. We'll also send some of that cash to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Verdugo Hills that runs a lot of community programs, and the Burbank Temporary Aid Center. So from me, from Gordon Thunderfoot the dog, from the hot as the surface of the sun community north of the 210 freeway here in Los Angeles, I bid you a fond adieu, and we'll see you on September 12th for, what's the show going to be called? What is it going to be called? Oh yeah, it's going to be called, it's a tribute to Neil Diamond, Some Romantic Play, TBA. Say hi to Justin Curtis and have a good night.
Hello, people of the Hoot, and thank you, Marty, for that wonderful and flattering introduction. When I learned of the theme of today's program, I immediately thought there are few creatures more fetid than a cowboy on a month-long cattle drive. So here's my tribute to the Old West and a treat for the Clint Eastwood fans. Rollin', 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 though the streams are swollen, keep them doggies rollin', riding. Rain and wind and weather, hell bent for leather, wishing my gal was by my side. My heart's calculating, my true love will be waiting at the end of my ride. Move on, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, move 'em on, hit 'em up, ride. Cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, ride. Keep moving, 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 though they're disapproving, keep them doggies moving, ride. Don't try to understand them, just rope, throw, and brand them. Soon we'll be living unwide. My heart's calculating, my true love will be waiting at the end of my ride. Move on, hit 'em up, move 'em on, hit 'em up, ride. Cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, ride. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. spins a web, and he sighs, catches thieves just like flies. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of the night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Fame and wealth, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang-up. Whether there's a bang-up, you find Spider-Man.
Fun hairdo, ne'er-do-well. Warm the car